Hello all, it's Magi, once again your lovable alien catboy from a parallel universe. Today I thought I'd reflect on something that I found particularly interesting about Universe Sector 0057 Alpha, or the real world as you call it, which is the fact that despite numerous predictions of science fiction from over the years, a lot of that stuff has barely manifested today. For example, I heard from one person that the old Astro Boy cartoons of the 1960s predicted self-aware robots walking and talking by the year 2000, and it's the year 2024 Common Era, and AI is just barely showing up and is becoming a Mel of a Hess right now. In addition to that, there were numerous predictions of space travel crossing the solar system and possibly even across the universe, or at least the galaxy, by the late 21st century, yet it's 2024 and humanity hasn't even left the planet yet. Though there is one hint of something going interesting with regards to that, and that's the traversable wormhole. A couple of papers from 2022 and other places talk about this. Specifically, this one from 2022 from the journal Nature, they were able to simulate a traversable wormhole between two entangled particles, complete even with a negative energy shock wave consistent with keeping the mouth of a wormhole open. So that raises the question, if they were able to simulate this on a quantum computer and they know entangled particles are involved, well, we know how to make entangled particles, so why haven't we seen a wormhole yet? Well, this particular preprint here does actually outline such a method for doing so. Form entangled particles, pass them into vacuum chambers where the Casimir effect, a form of concentrated vacuum energy, is collected, so that you could open the mouths of the wormhole surrounding the entangled particles, then fire an electron from one vacuum chamber into another to prove the wormhole mouth is open. They even show the math, using formulas from general relativity textbooks and papers, to show that the Casimir effect, if you wanted to keep a wormhole mouth open about a nanometer, with the mouths being 10 meters apart, you would only need, well, the Casimir effect, using 1 square meter plates set a micron apart, could generate about 27 orders of magnitude more energy than necessary to keep the wormhole mouth open a nanometer. So that does raise some interesting issues. This paper also makes some other interesting predictions, because this paper that I'm reading here was about how these wormholes were being used to transmit virtual particles backwards in time, so that not only did they lose their energy, solving something called the so-called vacuum energy catastrophe, but about how as they transferred mass and added it to the Big Bang, as the universe being a black hole, it solves the Hubble tension about whether or not our universe is expanding at around 67 kilometers per second per megaparsec, or actually 73 based on measurements of galaxies flowing apart away from Earth. Well, what's interesting about this is that this particular model, if it adds mass, also adds more vacuum energy, which increases the Hubble rate. And since this paper therefore predicts that as we're looking out into the universe, we're looking backwards in time, so the further out we look, the lesser a Hubble rate there should be, using the formulas in here for the calculating the vacuum energy of both the cosmological constant and the Hubble rate, I went looking and checked the literature, and lo and behold, it turns out that a recent dark energy survey of the Andromeda Galaxy found a cosmological constant 5 times higher than at further distances out. And if we take that from this paper, with the cosmological constant being 1.318 times 10 to the 52 m to the minus 2, or meters squared or minus squared, I'm not quite sure which, well, running a calculation based on that, it's interesting that we can convert this over and literally show, okay, not sure why it's not showing up. Hang on. Give me a sec. For some reason, the technology seems to be wanting to be problematic today. But it should be showing well, there it should be. Yeah, there it is. A Hubble rate of about 138.85 kilometers per second per megaparsec. So, yeah, don't know what to tell you, but that basically shows that, you know, the further you get closer in time, the higher the Hubble rate. This also has other interesting implications, including the fact that our universe, well, we know that it's about 13.8 billion years old, but that means that if the rate's been increasing, then that means that time might be flowing differently too. As you know, the universe expands, time flows faster. Well, interestingly enough, there was evidence from that from a recent study that was posted, apparently taking a look at galaxies from when the universe was merely a billion years old. They found that time at that point was flowing 5 times slower than it does today. So, I guess as the universe expands, time flows faster, and that means the Hubble rate in turn would be flowing faster as well. Don't know what to make of this, but, you know, it does raise for some interesting questions. As for the mechanism, though, on that wormhole front, maybe if we actually take a look at that again, just so I can highlight that for people to see, maybe if we were able to get this mechanism out to other people, maybe somebody with the right resources, money, or know-how could build this apparatus and test for wormholes, and we could have faster-than-light communication or travel within 20 to 50 years, given how slowly technology advances in 0057 Alpha. References, as per usual, will be in the description of any videos posted to YouTube about this on the Magisteria channel. But anyway, I thought I would bring this up, and just goes to show, sometimes the predictions of science fiction are notoriously optimistic, and while we could do things, technology for money reasons or for others seems to be progressing at a very slow pace. Where's my flying car and and brain interface computers already? I want my flying car and brain interface computers. Catch you later, all.